to Betway Premiership Football. But before we move forward, we must look back. We must look back to the last month or so when Africa engulfed us. Before we go back to 44 days ago, let's go to the 21st of December. In order to do that, I have to bring in the panel who worked the AFCON, who know it well, who understood it. Mark Haskins, who was here every single day breaking down what has happened and what will happen in the day to come. Dr. Khumalo, who gave us some of the biggest games of AFCON. Guys, welcome. It's normal again. Can you believe it? 44 days since we last saw Itiskilai.
That's a guy.
Yeah.
44 days.
Really, Magakora winning calling knockout for a parade.
Yeah.
It's 44 days ago. 6th of December.
Wow. Ngokusho ukuthi ilontuza iAfcon ibesiphethe mas.
I
know besiphethe.
We're only realizing now how much we missed
I can imagine Mark had to wake up early in the morning doing that sunrise. So he was sunrising thina besivala.
Mark, it's been a great one though. Today we officially close AFCON.
Yeah, again, it was an enthralling ride. It was an enthralling ride. I think in terms of AFCON, it was the best I've experienced. And no disrespect to 96, but this, in terms of a football, I've been watching since 96. And this one, for me, has to top every single one. Despite all the drama, this was one of, if not the best AFCON that I've experienced.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Doggy, the best AFCON you've ever watched? I loved 2023 in Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, I think so. But I think like football is a game of opinion. So
which one has been your favorite since 96?
96.
I should have said besides 96. Ladies and gentlemen, but before we do that, I need to give a heads up. And I know my bosses are going to kill me for this. Going to say, Angela, this is time. It's not for us here. But a big shout out to the SABC Sport. We promised you would give you every single game. We promised you would give you the best of analysis, presentations, and the shows that lead up to it and post every single match. And we delivered on that to every single person who worked on it, to the bosses that encouraged us to do so. And, well, there was a fire beneath us, really, all the way from the GCAO, Nomsa Chabedi at the top, to the GM of sport, Kelezo Totlanyu, and, of course, the man who rides with us as the exact man who pushes our buttons. We call him Boss Man, Orapeleng Letebe. Really appreciate every single one of you, the executive producer and the producers that came with it. So now, please give us an opportunity to close the beautiful work that you've done so we can look forward to what's to come this season. In order to do so, we've got news, we've got Vic as well. He's the most wanted person in South Africa today. Vic, the pressure's on.
Service delivery in totality. Right now, kune goal ikorwe Senegal. Banye bathi no kuna foul irobiwe Senegal blah blah blah. This is soccer zone. We are back to finish it up here. Isula sako saseka or sisaseka ngiyabuya.
AFCON, we want to know from you to be a part of the show and engage with us. What are your thoughts on what happened during the 2025 AFCON final between host Morocco and eventual champions Senegal? It felt like Africa's win. I must be honest. It felt like a win of the people. But I'd love to hear from you. Let me not be the one that tells you how you feel. Hey, Mazra Malefe is en route. As we speak, he just texted me saying he's flying over. Hey, Mazra Malefe is en route. As we speak, he just texted me saying he's flying over Angola, coming back to South Africa. So with that, it means we get, a monster of a broadcaster, Lonwabo.
Nkosi Andile, Mark used the word enthralling to describe the AFCON. I'm just going to say it's pity all the way. But here's something positive that came from the AFCON 2025. Umphathiswa wezemidlalo Gayton McKenzie, umongameli weSAFA Dr. Danny Jordan, as well as the president of FIFA Gianni Infantino, making an important announcement. They'll be opening development offices, FIFA development offices, the second one on the continent. The first one out in Rabat, the next one will be opened in Sandton. So on the sidelines of the AFCON, action on the pitch, action off the pitch, and this is what transpired.
Today was a very great occasion, very big for Southern Africa. We've been working behind the scenes very hard to make sure that we have a proper office. FIFA's regional office is in South Africa, and it's an iconic building, and we've been working on it. It's now happening. We've signed with the president of FIFA and myself that the offices is now going to come to South Africa. It's going to be housed in South Africa, serving 14 countries, including South Africa, around South Africa, the whole Southern African region. This is massive. This is big for our country, but this is what I said at the beginning. We are taking our rightful place. South Africa is standing up, Southern Africa is standing up. We will must thank Morocco for always making sure that they stand in the gap, but we are here now. We are taking our rightful place as the older brother.
The minister discussed with FIFA how we can work together to elevate the office in South Africa, because South Africa hosts the FIFA office. And what we have to do is to make sure that the services that the office renders is equal. Morocco is in the north of Africa. We are in the southern part of Africa, and we hope that we'll see all the services rendered from the southern part of Africa and from the northern part of Africa. But this is just amazing.
Well, that is only the beginning. You know, we want to make sure that having the FIFA officers there, as you know, we have said we are going to go for the African Cup of Nations in 2028. As we've said, we are going to go for the Women's World Cup, the first World Cup, Women's World Cup on African soil. South Africa is going to go for it. So I'm mentioning all of that to say there's so many development programs happening with FIFA. And FIFA is really plowing back in communities. But now it will happen from a centralized place, transparently, where everybody would see, and we will have a say in it. Our football is really gone from place to place. Our national team is playing the first game in the World Cup, the opening game. It's a repeat, and it's an iconic World Cup. It's an iconic stadium in Mexico. It is the stadium where Pelé won a World Cup. It's the stadium where Maradona won a World Cup. And it will be a stadium where Ronwen Williams won a World Cup as the captain of Bafana Bafana. Now, tonight is a big one, but I must first just thank the president of FIFA for, listening to our pleas. Firstly, I want to thank him. And secondly, tonight, we're going to the Lion Park. The Lions are going to fight tonight, but I want to say two things. First, Morocco, take a bow. You have delivered the most splendid African Cup of Nations. We are so proud what Moroccans have done. And it has never, no African country, including South Africa, has ever delivered the African Cup of Nations like this one. And we must be honest, we must not be jealous. We must be honest. Morocco, you've done well. But tonight, I'm going not with the Atlas Lions, I'm going with the Terraca Lions. Infrastructure plays a massive role. There's two things South Africa needs to emulate here. One is our infrastructure. Two is the government spending money to make money. Look at the hundreds and thousands of tourists here. Once you can understand, we mustn't treat sport as entertainment. We must treat sports as a business. As a business. And for me, walking here was so nostalgic. Jessica Mtaumi has an office here. I mean, really now. Come here, Jessica. Jessica's got an office here. I'm talking to Jessica. She's like, yeah, you can come to my office. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. No, I think it's so lovely to see you here, and we'll walk through and show you the AC. But I think what the minister says about Morocco and infrastructure and the fact that football is a business. And if governments start understanding the impact that the game can have, not just in fixing infrastructure, but also in bringing in tourism, bringing in the money, bringing in investment from sponsors, I think collaboration with football and government is very, very key. And I look forward to engaging with you further. And I think for us as ACA, with other governments, to say sport can really change your country and in a big way, particularly if government participates.
I just have one question.
Thank you.
President, one question.
Please.
Which, of all the World Cup songs, which one is your favorite?
Waka waka!
Orlando Pirates have confirmed the loan move for striker Tsegofatso Mabasa to Stellenbosch. He goes to the Winelands. So after 9 appearances across all competitions for Ezimnyama Ngenkani, he scored 4 goals and an assist. Kumbule, he's also chasing that record that was set by Utso Vilakazi, 58 goals, and Mabasa is just 8 goals away. Mark.
Yeah, I'm a little sad because I feel strikers should always own records. And so, yes, he's done beautifully. And congratulations to him. He's held that record for a long time. I was looking forward to seeing Mabasa break that record. Unfortunately, that's been delayed slightly. We don't know if he'll actually return to Pirates. We'll see. But when you look at his record at Pirates, 9 games, he still scored 4 goals. And we say 9 games, but he didn't play full games. He's only played 402 minutes in total. So that's literally, when you look at the minutes played, it boils down to a goal per game. So he's still a prolific goal scorer.
A prolific goal scorer indeed. Some activity happening in Naturena. We're all excited that local football is back. So one of our journalists, Benjamin Lushoro, was out at Naturena. And one of the questions, obviously, the journalists will ask is, will Kaizer Chiefs be making any signings during this transfer window? The co-coach, Cedric Kaze, saying that we will not be making any panic buys at the moment.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the squad that we have. We signed practically 12 players at the beginning of the season, and as I said, the struggles that we had in the pre-season, which didn't put especially the new players into very good conditions to play or to understand how we want to play. Now we have had time to rectify that, and we're pretty sure that we're gonna see more quality from everyone, especially from the new players. And as well, you know, January it's a tricky period. You need to be careful how you sign players, and I'm not saying as well that we not sign any player. We are looking if there is an opportunity that we can get. We'll go get it. The period is ending by the end of the month, but as well the players that we have now we know that they will compete very well.
Ahead of the new season, Amakosi made 12 signings, but if you look at their nearest competitors on the Betway Premiership standings, Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, Kukune United, Mtungwa, all making signings during this January transfer window. Utulile in
Doggy, I must add to that. You got a Kaizer Chiefs that's only scored 13 goals, conceded 6, right?
Yeah.
The competitors she speaks of, Sundowns have scored 22. They've scored 2 just tonight.
Yeah.
Right? And the match is still ongoing. Mm-hmm. So one would have expected at least that we see something up front there with Chiefs with 13 matches and 13 goals scored, not near its competitors chasing for the league. They've said, no, we're fine.
I think, Andile, they've looked at what they have in store now, vis-a-vis what you're telling me or saying now, because players like Morris is still there, Agaga Hambi. So then, why then bring an extra baggage where else there are other players that have been signed, like you just said, with Basane 12, and then they bring another 4 on top of the baggage. True. So the current players that are there and those who are not given the chance or opportunity, probably this is the time them to work with them because they're already within the system. Now they bring another striker, another midfielder, another defender. It's going to take them another 3 months for them to adjust. So I would like to believe that probably that's the reason behind the whole thing.
Well, all of these stories and more you can catch on sabcsport.com. Our credible journalists always chasing the stories, and that's where you can find them.
Oh, Lonabo. Oh, Mamiso. Listen, Lonabo, when she started here a couple of years back, she was a nervous wreck. Look at her now. An absolute professional. Love it, and I love you. It was so great having you. Thank you so much, Lonabo Miso. Let's go to the MVP now. Hey, Ketom Tanda Jongo faced 3 players who lit up the Africa Cup of Nations. Which one are you going with?
Standout performer for Senegal throughout the competition.
Well, there it is. Who are you going with? Are you going with the local man who plays there, Steady Nobody? A lot of transfer rumors about him. Are you going with Sadio Mane, the best player at the tournament, or the man who won it all, Papa Gueye, for Senegal? Ketom Tanda, it's up to you who you're choosing here. These are the 3 that we've come out with. You tell us who's been best for you. Now, we didn't have an opportunity to look back at what the 3rd and 4th game looked like and what the 3rd playoff that Nigeria won looked like as well. So, guys, let's go into the game before we go into the final. Nigeria, one of the most consistent nations in AFCON history. They played Egypt. I mean, this could have been a final. It's such a big game. And they took each other on. Mark, your thoughts on this match?
Again, it didn't live up to the billing purely because it was a 3rd, 4th playoff, and you expected a bit more from both teams, but a lot still to play for. A lot of people feel that 3rd place playoffs, it's redundant. It shouldn't be played.
The game no player wants to play, they say.
Exactly. But ultimately, when you look at it, it's about that bronze medal. Everyone wants to go home with something from a tournament, especially when you've performed the way Nigeria have. So they'll be really happy for the bronze medal.
But just to top it off, Andile, here we see Mwabali avimba a penalty ga Mosala. People would say he won it for Nigeria. Yes, he contributed because the goalkeeper is supposed to do this. And, there are other players that might have contributed, but obviously the last game is the one that we talk about. And then now we're looking at this guy, Lookman, who did very well throughout, from the group stage up until the round of 16, the knockout stage.
Let's take a look at Ademola Lookman and what he was able to do in the tournament, because he was one of the best players at the tournament when you look at goal contributions.
And if you remember the World Cup the playoffs, qualifiers playoffs, azange bamsebenzise kakhulu uLookman, but this is now where we can say
7 goal contributions.
Contribution. So in Nigeria, I think bahlale phansi bakhuluma kwabonakala ukuthi no bakithi angeke sibe nomdlali onjengalo esithi masidlala neSouth Africa eBloemfontein Stadium umfana ona 1918 ukwazi ukuvimba khona into engekho right ngawo. Manje babuye bayelenye iqembu kule AFCON ngoba naku abo Lookman, Osimhen, wonke the best players they came back firing. Look at that, what Lookman has done.
And one thing you can say, you could see a clear directive, a clear plan in the game, the semi-final game where they basically got knocked out on penalties. He was given personal attention. He did not have an inch of space to operate in, and you could see Morocco knew that if they can shut him down, that they've literally reduced a big part of Nigeria's goal threat, because when he shows up, he is big for Nigeria. And so a big part of the Moroccan plan was to shut down this man specifically, Ademola Lookman, who was the catalyst of just about everything that they did going forward.
You speak to most pundits, and you guys included, and they speak about, yes, you've got that last pass coming from Lookman a lot of the times, and it's him and Osimhen up front.
Yeah.
But none of that happens without Alex Iwobi.
No, definitely. I wouldn't have. Otherwise, we're not doing justice to the squad. Iwobi is one of the players that was underrated, but that pass, I thought at some stage, no, it was a fluke. But he kept on doing it game by game, and I'm not talking about a pass that is...
11 chances created, though.
Yes, 11 chances created. And he's the guy, that the player that was making the 3 players that we're talking about look good. Because he would play inside the pocket, that 30-meter pass or a 15-meter pass. And you know how calm he was.
344 of those passes.
Exactly. And look at how he pinpoint and the weight of the ball, you know, it's easy for a striker to redirect and like. He was one of the best midfielders in this tournament.
And then the big talking point when you speak Nigeria is going to be the man chasing the big goal, of course, of being the leading top goal scorer of all time. You know, he came so close. Many thought he'd do it in this tournament. Victor Osimhen.
Again, someone who wears his heart on his sleeve. We know that there's always controversy when it comes to Osimhen. We saw how, you know, he even got upset with his teammates.
Some say passionate.
Because he's so passionate. He's someone who, every time he steps on the field, he gives everything. He'll put his body on the line. And that's what you want from your leading scorer, the man up front. The way he rises, I mean, just look at this, how he gets up. He makes that, you know, it's not...
I think he's one of the best headers of the ball in the world.
Yeah, no, definitely. Oh, yeah.
What I love about him is how he plays between defense. He'll never be between the two centre backs. He's always between the centre back and the full back.
Yeah.
That's where he always operates in the space.
Definitely.
Look there. He's between the centre back. Look where he moves. He moves between the centre back and the full back.
Yes.
That's always what he will do. He plays, he toys with those defenders. So he's playing in their blind spots. He's the epitome of what a number 9 is. He's the best exponent in global football of a number 9 right now.
Mark, look at that header. That is doggy.
Hang time. Hang time.
But the hang time, the redirection.
The technique and the angle, obviously it comes from the left-hand side.
Yeah.
The keeper is moving with the ball. Definitely, if you're well experienced, you redirect it where it's coming from, but dipping.
And one thing with a lot of strikers, they want the ball put on their head. Osimhen, put it in there. Just put it in the box. He'll get there. That's what makes him exceptional.
Unbelievable. They came third. I want to show you just one last thing about Nigeria and how amazing they've been across AFCON. You know, they did come. It's a page that speaks about what they've done at AFCON over the last couple of AFCONs, Doggy.
Okay.
They're one of the best nations in Africa over time. Because you look at this AFCON, they came third, right?
Yeah.
Last AFCON, they came second. The AFCON before that, round of 16. The AFCON before that, they came third again. Nigeria have reached a joint record, 16 AFCON semifinals, equaling Egypt's record. So in the last 10 years, they've been the best nation at AFCON overall. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go into the final now. It was Senegal versus the host Morocco. What a game. For winning it. But Doggy, you can't speak about that final. You can't speak about that victory without speaking about the match holistically and what happened in that match.
Are we talking the game in Japela on its own or the controversy?
I think let's start because the game led to the controversy.
Yeah.
So starting ngomdlalo.
Where I was seated and watching the game, I thought Morocco should have capitalized or utilized their chances because they had more attacking phases than Senegal. But
especially in the second half.
Yeah. But then Senegal, you know, in patches, glimpses, Kulana, they have that chance, you know, it comes once and then it disappears, it comes one, it disappears. But Morocco, they were more solid and they should have utilized that moment. But look at the players that they were playing against. They were resistant. Senegal didn't allow to be not victimized, but be affected by the whistling, the booing of the whistle, about whistler and all that. That's the reason why then you get characters that can play against such and also enter the final third. The opponent's a problem. And I sat there and I was asking myself, Uguti, does it really prove Hugo Bros, Uguti, when you have players that have played in a high level, this is what they give you?
I mean, Togi, you look at Mendy, the goalkeeper.
The goalkeeper, Mendy, you know, from the group stages, I mean, that's, I don't know what really...
He saved one like this before.
He did, yes. I don't know what got into theirs to do that because La Korala, they are crown champions. And, you know...
He released a statement that is just... Most funny statements are Diaz do.
I can imagine. I found myself in the same situation, but Minazan called this a win.
What happened?
Now, when we played the Algeria in the semis, in the quarterfinals, F&B, they scored. I was supposed to equalize, and by saver, penalty call.
Now go to attack.
Mina bengiliplakile manje umuntu lo muntu ugcwele ipali ngithi Nkosi yami yes.
Mendy, 120 saved, a penalty, 4 saves in that match. Second best keeper at AFCON, because as we know, Bono went
the match, yes.
They would have forfeited the match if they'd stayed out for 15 minutes.
Definitely.
Mark, your last one on this one, the bad and the ugly now.
It's a very unfortunate incident, and it marred what was a great tournament. And the controversy around Morocco is also very unfortunate because it takes away from what is a very good football team. Morocco are, despite all the controversy, despite all the favors that people say they've gotten, they are a fantastic football team. And I just wish they were only judged based on that. And yes, the controversy will always be there, but still, this is a really good team, and this was the worst possible way to end the tournament and mar what has, for me, been an exceptional tournament.
Oh, unbelievable. That was the good, the bad, and the ugly. But take a look at this. This is now when they go back. Look at the seconds that had gone. And if you do your maths with those seconds and divide it up, you'll realize that it took 9 minutes for all the convincing to happen, for El Hadi Diouf to come down, for there was a coach as well.
The former coach.
Former French.
Yeah, I remember. Yes.
Escapes me now, that came down. And it was just one of those moments where African football will not forget. Many say perhaps Senegal needed to do that in order for the world just to realize what was happening. Either way, we're happy that it went back and the game played. Davik, was there a need for all of this?
Welcome to the referee's corner. Let's go straight into Morocco, where we saw a 91st minute goal disallowed. Let's go and see, as the law says, when 2 offenses happen at the same time, the referee will punish the most serious offense. You can see Sek there and Hakimi going hand to hand. Holding it's only punished when it has an impact. Both of them have committed an offense. Now the referee will wait and see who has an impact. The impact comes from Sek. Therefore, referee punished Sek for that impact on holding. So therefore, correct decision by the referee to punish and disallow a goal because he blew even before the goal entered because of that holding. And then the more serious one came from Sek.
Can I ask though?
Yeah?
The ref was wrong for blowing though, right?
The referee saw an infringement?
Yes, but he should have waited, because there's VAR.
Yeah.
He should have waited and blown after the incident, because then it could have been checked by VAR. The reason it couldn't be checked is because he blew before the time.
Yeah.
Did he blow prematurely?
The referee saw an infringement, he blew for an infringement. He's within his right to blow for an infringement. The only time he can wait is offside, not for an infringement.
So, Tavik, you're saying nothing wrong with that?
No, there's an infringement by Sek. But both of them committed. The most serious one was the one committed by Sek because he exerted pressure to push Hakimi down.
But you've got technology, Tavik. Just wait, let us see it, go see it in different angles and make that decision.
The law
was
says,
that push even a push that is hard enough to have impacted like all of that?
The law says waiting is for offside, not for infringement. Right, let's go to the next one where we saw a penalty. Some say this is not a penalty. We want to show you that holding there's no problem there. But now when he turns him now and pull him down, that's where impact comes in. I don't understand why Senegal says there's no penalty here, why some people say no. This is a clear penalty, clear holding. Therefore, correct decision by Jean-Jacques Ndala to give a penalty.
Okay, just rewind it a little bit. There. We don't have the time. Just very quickly.
Okay.
There's a point there where, I mean, he's trying to get ahead of Diaz to hit the ball, Diouf, right there. But if you look at it there, he's holding his shirt and he's holding him and preventing him from going past him.
Both of them are holding, you can see holding there.
Sorry, where?
So now there's no offense committed. We'll wait for impact. So holding that will have an impact is when he pulled him back.
So
Theophil's hand is around.
No problem with that?
Yeah, it's holding. So
No
that's what
problem.
the Pravik is trying
So
to say.
Diaz holding it
Diaz is
here?
holding here.
Yes, and the other one as well is also holding.
Yes.
But how am I supposed to go
once
past
again-
him?
So what do we do as referees? We wait and see where is impact. So impact was when they turn him around. Then we punish that
So
impact.
ungivimba so I see impact.
Kuna impact.
Bheka ne-impact
Hayi.
awe kanjani namanje but impact. Yeah?
You found the water now.
Impact.
It is making 5 liters.
Oh, SABC Sport, Monate, Nate, Hami, win. Let's take a break.